Baruchim Habayim, welcome everyone to a special edition of All Parsha, Parshas, Masei. I'm very excited to share with you the insight of Chasam Sofer that is found in the Sefer Torah Moshe, Parshas Masei, Perek Lamed Gimel, Pasuk Gimel and Daled. The Psukim read, Vayitzu meRamses b'chodesh harishon b'chamisha asar yom lachodesh harishon. They traveled from Ramses in the first month on the 15th day of the first month, the day after the bringing of the Karban Pesach. The Bnei Yisrael left, Yatsu Bnei Yisrael b'yad Rama. The Bnei Yisrael left with a powerful hand, with a elevated hand, Le'enei kol Mitzrayim, before the eyes of all of Egypt. Mitzrayim, the next pasuk reads, Mekabrim, the Mitzrayim, the Egyptians were burying, Eis asher hika Hashem b'hem kol b'char, because of that which Hashem smote all the firstborn. So why is that relevant? Why is it relevant that the Bnei Yisrael left Mitzrayim when the Mitzrayim were burying their dead? Why does it matter what the Mitzrayim were doing at the time? And then why does the pasuk end, Uveiloi heihem asa Hashem shvatim, that God executed sentences against their gods? What's the meaning of this? What's the significance of Umitzrayim mekabrim eis asher hika Hashem b'hem? Says the Chasam Sofer. There is an idea that even by Goyim, burying the dead is a mitzvah. Kvuras meisim gam begoy is a mitzvah. Like Chazal darshan on the pasuk Vaya'as loy David sham, which we darshan, they buried their dead. And in general, there's a rule that a mitzvah, at the time you perform it, it protects. Mitzvah be'idna da'asik ba megina. Umatzle, it shields, it protects. And even though the Mitzrayim were involved in a mitzvah, and it should have protected them, still the Bnei Yisrael left at that very time. Even though the Mitzrayim were burying their dead. So you'll say, well, maybe because the Mitzrayim were doing it for the wrong reasons. They were doing it l'shem avodah zarah. No, the pasuk continues. Ubeiloi heihem asa Hashem shvatim. And against their gods, God was executing judgment. So they didn't even believe in their avodah zarah at that time. Hashem was executing judgment against them. They didn't even believe in them. Until later, when they made a mistake and they thought that Baal Tzefayin was holding the Jewish people from leaving. So the way the Chasam Sofer reads the pasuk is the Bnei Yisrael left Mitzrayim in the first month on the 15th day. And they left despite the fact the Mitzrayim were Mekabrim Eis asher hika Hashem. The Mitzrayim were burying the dead and they were involved in a mitzvah. And it should have protected them. And it's not because they were doing it for improper reasons, because at that moment they didn't believe in their avodah zarah. Because at that moment, even so, at that very time, Klal Yisrael left Mitzrayim, and the mitzvah the Mitzrayim were involved in was not protective for them at all. So this is the amazing insight of the Chasam Sofer. Wishing everyone a wonderful Shabbos, Parshas, Matos Masei, Taba Alinu, L'Taiva.